Hi everybody, thank you for being here for another Tech Talk. Unfortunately, today there is only two of us. The plan was to have Dorian here, but Dorian, he is still working. It's a Sunday, I know, but it is how it is. So you're gonna be here entertained by
Zvonimir Mlinarić. You know me, I have been here at the last AMA. I am head of international communities and our fund manager.
Okay. And I'm a CEO of Revuto. Zvonimir, today we're gonna talk a bit about staking center, and
Yes.
then the most important thing is that we're gonna actually talk about what we announced last time, and it's our DEX. I think it's a big special moment for Revuto, although we didn't launch it yet, but we have some amazing things to announce. Explain a bit how things with RevuDEX, our DEX, is gonna work. And we have some amazing things to talk about, especially regarding our token. So, Zvone,
Yes.
bit about staking center first.
Yes, just a quick recap for the staking center in Revuto. I have some numbers here, so I'm gonna share it with you, you know, to like celebrate it a little bit. So as of today, as of this moment, we have almost 2K people staked in a staking center. Among 58,058 wallets, that's the exact number. It's a huge number of wallets actually created on Cardano, and we are really proud of that.
Mm.
The second number is that, or let's say fact, is that we have recently opened our fifth pool. It's a MELD token pool. It's filling quite nicely. It's already 1.2 million REVU staked in MELD pool. I have some number which is not public, so I'm gonna say it. Actually, only 18 of our potential astronauts have not staked their REVU in MELD pool yet. Yeah. There is 212 of them that are already in for this MELD pool. So a quick reminder for these 18 to stake REVU while they can before it's finished, not to lose these amazing perks of astronaut NFT.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up with some numbers as well. So, totally in our fund we have 545,000 ADA staked. That's around 25% of the ADA. I still, I ask you, you can share it with your friends just to fill it up, because again, it's gonna help the other Cardano projects to get the opportunity to have a really awesome future within the Cardano community, to do their ICOs, IDOs, because we're gonna support those. But again, for you guys, it's a great opportunity to get really awesome APR on your ADA. I think it's the best APR so far. It's a 15% altogether, 10% in ADA and 5% in Cardano native tokens. So we are 1/4 of that pool is already filled. Reminder about Zeek pool that we open. So to be able to stake, actually to invest in that pool, you need to have our fund NFT. So again, only if you stake more than 500 ADA to our fund pool, you're gonna be eligible to invest actually in Zeek token. That is a token from the project that we invested in. Our fund invested in that project. So Zeek token is also amazing token that you're going to be actually able to purchase later on through their IDO. It's planned for somewhere June, July. But still, if you invest ADA to buy Zeek token now, you're going to have 50% of the discount. So it's a great opportunity. Those guys are building zero knowledge proof technology. They even received the funds from several Idea Catalyst funds, working with Atalum Prism. So amazing team, amazing project, amazing opportunity. And lastly, I have to brag about our TVL. So at the moment we are at 34.9 million REVU tokens staked, locked, moved from the circulating supply with the staking center. That's roughly 60% of whole supply. I calculated before we started, it's 59.58%. So that's awesome. The plan was to go somewhere between 60 to 70 before we launch the product and before the tokenomics start to work. Before we start,
amazing numbers. I'm just gonna say it quickly that today we are also giving 3 best questions only from YouTube, 250 REVU tokens each. So please write down your questions, and if we choose your question as one of the best 3 questions, you're gonna receive a REVU token voucher. So yeah, please let us know what you are interested about, especially DEX, but also the R token or REVU token in general.
Yeah, great. Regarding those questions, just please also when you are, if we chose your questions, please send us an email so we actually know to whom we need to send those tokens.
Yes.
I'm having trouble with all these cameras. Just to tell you a bit about the setup. So we have 3 cameras here. This time we have those green and red lights, and I already forgot what they mean. This is just flashing in front of me, so I feel like I'm in a club. We have 3 cameras and 1 cameraman who is always telling us, guys, be careful, where do you look? And we have 1 monitor which is actually this time is not working, so it doesn't distract us. That's the first thing. The second thing is booze.
This time it's Jana.
Yeah, it's that rakia, yeah?
Yeah, vodka.
No, it's not. It's
voda.
It's water. It's voda. Yeah, from Croatia, it's voda because we were warned that we shouldn't drink so much, and we said, okay, we'll see, we'll try. And yeah, the magic shoe is also here because it's a magic moment today. Do we have any question before we start? And also, we're gonna try to be, and you're killing me with those. We're gonna try to be as quick as possible because hour or 2 is too much. Like a shoe.
So let me check if we have any questions. We have some questions already, but one question is, I'm not saying that this is the winning question, but it's a nice question. Yeah. How DEX will change the Revuto ecosystem?
It's gonna change. It's gonna change for good.
Yeah.
It's a good question, but I think that we should talk about that later on when we're gonna start explaining what RevuDEX is, why we actually build it, and what is the R token, and why we are bringing in secondary token. So yeah, let's start with first things first. Have my cheat sheet here. Yeah. I don't think straight when I don't drink. Okay, RevuDEX. We need to also mention that it's a really innovative name. RevuDEX, it's DEX. Revu is Revuto. Why shouldn't we combine those 2 words? We already explained why we are building RevuDEX. You can mention like the one biggest reason.
Well,
MobileX.
Yeah, we are actually the first, as far as we know and we are the first native mobile DEX on Cardano, which is quite a big thing, especially because when you're trading or like trying to swap some tokens on whether these are centralized exchanges or decentralized exchanges, a lot of people go to the browsers, to the laptops, and centralized exchanges realize the potential of mobiles, because we have these mobile phones in our pockets all the time. We sleep with them, we eat with them, we carry them all the time, and centralized
we beep with them.
And centralized exchanges know that, and that's why you have a lot of mobile applications for centralized exchanges. But for some reason, and the reason is because it's hard and innovative, there are not a lot of decentralized exchanges for mobile wallets, especially in Cardano. There is no mobile wallet. For some other blockchains there are, because they are longer on the market. But for Cardano, there are no decentralized exchanges, and sometimes you want to trade your tokens even when you're at the red lights in the car, or at your job, or in the restaurant, or walking on the street, and you want to swap something. You do not have to wait to come back home to your laptop and to open the this web browser.
Exactly.
So that's why we decided, and we are the mobile first decentralized application. We focus on the mobile phone, and that's why it seemed obvious that we need a mobile DEX, and that's a good reason why we created RevuDEX.
Yeah, exactly. So again, we are building the ecosystem, and the problem is that our wallet, it's internal part of the Revuto app, we actually cannot connect our mobile wallet directly with those decentralized apps that are running in browsers. So to actually allow people to swap tokens, we had to build our own DEX. And it's going to be actually awesome add-on to everything what we do, because really people are going to have, in certain situations, a need to swap tokens easily. Even now we have a staking center. Sometimes you can stake your ADA, sometimes you can stake your REVU tokens. So people at the moment cannot swap those tokens within our app, so they need to go and use external exchanges, or even some other DEXs. The good thing is about our wallet is non-custodial wallet, so you actually can restore those wallets even in Nami wallet. You're gonna be able to do opposite as well, as soon as we actually start supporting other Cardano native tokens on the front end. Technically, we already can do that, but now when the first staking pool is going to be closed, it's going to be Sunday pool. And
in a few days.
Yeah, in a few days, and we're going to be sending out Sunday tokens, and that is when already Sunday token is going to be natively supported, and then we're going to at one point support immediately all other tokens that we already support through the staking center, and we're gonna add the support from some other tokens which are from other projects which we find interesting. So yeah, that's regarding the DEX. DEXpaper. So we spent quite of time writing the DEXpaper, so it's already up on our web page. It is below the first version of the white paper that we already published. We didn't change anything in our initial white paper. We just add that we call it DEXpaper to our white paper, and that is where you can actually find out everything about our DEX, how it's gonna work technically, why it's going to be so special. I'm going to just try to explain some couple of things right now, and then there is an introduction of the R token, our second layer of actual liquidity that we are bringing to the ecosystem through that token. And there are some answers why we actually introduced the R token, how it's going to work, what is going to be distribution, tokenomics, and everything. But some basic things we're going to tell today, and the most important thing is that we actually decided not to actually go with the public sale of that token. We don't think it's fair to sell additional token. We're gonna do one short ISPO just to incentivize the whole story, but the most of the tokens are gonna be distributed to the REVU token holders, and I think that that's a major thing. So we want to award those guys who already have or who are gonna have REVU tokens in their Revuto wallets at least up till June 1st, because what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna take starting snapshots between June 1st and July 15th. That's going to be 45 days. We're going to take few snapshots. I believe it's going to be 5 of those. First on June 1st, the last one of July 15th, and 3 in between. We're not going to disclose right now what are going to be the dates, but how is that going to work is actually we're going to take 5 snapshots and count the average amount of the REVU tokens that you're going to have at those moments in your Revuto wallet, and then we're gonna reward you with R tokens, and the compensation ratio is gonna be
it's gonna be 10 to 1.
Yeah, exactly 10 to 1. One more important thing to understand is that we're gonna do that airdrop is not gonna be we're not gonna distribute it at once, those tokens, because we don't wanna jeopardize the price of a REVU token, because we are afraid that people in the beginning are just gonna try to exchange those tokens again back for a REVU tokens, although that's gonna eventually lower the price of the R token and help the price of help to raise the demand after a REVU token. But still, we want to play it smart. So the first release of those R tokens is going to start on January 1st next year. So we're going to do 4 airdrops, 25% on each of those. We said it's going to be 6 months, after every 6 months, but the first time is going to be January 1st, 2023. The main reason why we actually didn't want to directly connect REVU token with the DEX, there are several reasons. The first reason is that we didn't want to actually make the REVU token being inflationary token. We see all those tokens from other DEXs which are used then for yield farming as LP tokens and everything. So if there is too much, let's call it giveaway, then it doesn't help price of the token to go up. But the most important thing is that we actually had to move out from our white paper 2 major features, which are
buyback, I believe, and governance.
Governance, yeah.
Because tokens that have buyback or governance can be considered securities by some criteria, and we do not want to obviously have REVU as security. That's something we had to prove, that REVU is not security when we were listing on the centralized exchanges. So we do not want to jeopardize that fact that REVU is not security. It's a utility token from our ecosystem, and if we used these buyback, governance and so on, we would make it security, which we do not want. That's why the R token, which is it's part of Revuto ecosystem, but it's closed ecosystem around the DEX, let's say it like that. It's a completely different story, and we will not, jeopardize REVU token with.
Our token is a token that is basically, it's not going to be pushed to centralized exchanges. For us, it was really important and basically mandatory to list REVU token on centralized exchanges. With some other projects, that's not the case, or even then they can play when they're gonna allow that or opt for that, because REVU token is gonna be a source of payment for our debit cards, and to be able to do that, to set up that flow of money and everything, we need to work with the centralized exchange, because eventually that token, even when you opt to use a REVU token as a source of payments or a top up for that virtual debit card, those service providers are going to be paid in fiat money. So that's why we need to work with the centralized exchanges. But talking about that, our token is something that we said we're not going to push that to centralized exchanges. It's going to be tradable on DEXs, probably not just ours, but in the future on some other DEXs as well. And I believe that that's fair setup. So now we are bringing back buyback mechanism. That's a huge thing, because Revuto, that subscription business, that the subscription management business is set up to be profitable. So we're gonna make some money out of it, and we're gonna actually bring that money or push that money back into the ecosystem to support our token. Then governance. Governance is something that we wanted to do from the beginning. You can check out our white paper. We explain the governance. We're gonna open it in a few stages. The first scope of that governance is gonna be mainly focused towards the DEX and everything what's gonna happen around it. And then we're gonna allow you to make some decisions regarding Revuto in general. So yeah, that's it. Just to see what. So again, airdrop. I need to emphasize that. Please pay attention, because we are gonna take the first snapshot on June 1st. Everybody who wants to be part of this amazing story, please hold your REVU tokens in your Revuto wallet. Those who didn't still have a chance to buy a REVU token, now it's a great chance to buy the REVU token. Hopefully it's gonna help for the price of a REVU token to go up. But again, I'm not gonna talk about that. We're not focused on that. People already always ask me on, especially Twitter, which by the way I'm trying to use more often. People ask me about the price. Price is mainly the reason why the price it is how it is. It's mainly because of the crypto market sentiment. It's not a great time for investors. They're scared, they're feared, they don't know if the whole market is going to go even below these levels, or if it's going to rebound, when it's going to rebound. So those things are going to change. I always say we now focus on work, what we need to do, and somehow I believe this is going into our favor, because now it helps us to build those things that take time to build. And once things change, we're going to be ready, basically. So that's it.
And one quick, let's say, disclaimer. You have to have these REVU tokens in your Revuto wallet. It doesn't matter if these are staked in our staking center or are sitting free in the wallet, but you have to have them in our application in order for these tokens to count for the airdrop. Please do not come to us, on June 2nd or to support and try to explain that you had some REVU tokens on exchanges or something, because we will not be able to help you. We will be scanning the blockchain on these certain, timestamps and time points, and only people who have it in the REVU wallet will be eligible for this airdrop. So please do it now. You have enough time. Like Vedran said, if you have some REVU tokens on other wallets, other Cardano wallets or exchanges, that's okay. But if you want these to count for the airdrop, please transfer them to the Revuto wallet.
Yeah, awesome information, but I want to just add that all those who didn't claim their tokens yet, but they were eligible to do so, they don't have to be afraid, because everybody who is actually staking right now, or those who invested in REVU tokens before, even the private investors, they're going to be eligible for the airdrop. They basically don't have to do anything. The thing is that soon we're gonna do a small recap of what we did in the last year. Why? Because now is the time, actually. I believe that today is 1 year after we. Yeah, it's exactly
today,
1
today
year.
It's 22nd, right?
Yeah.
I don't know which date it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because we actually closed our token sale on Saturday, and now it's exactly 1 year after our successful token sale. So we're gonna do a little recap of what we did in last year, and now also is the time we're gonna do it next time on June 1st, and also we're gonna do some announcements. Now is the time when we're gonna start releasing those tokens from early Bakers Tier 1 round and from the private sale. So we have some initiatives also for those guys, and I believe it's not gonna create any additional selling pressure on REVU token. The biggest chunk of the tokens still was part of the community sale, so we should be fine. Again, yeah, nothing to worry about. If you staked, if you didn't claim your tokens, you're going to be stay eligible for the R token airdrop, and you basically don't have to do anything. There's also one thing that I want to talk about is that technical part of the RevuDEX and how it's gonna work. So maybe you have noticed that some of those DEXs on Cardano are going after that order book setup. UTXO, it's that accounting system. Oops, I lost my audio. Is it okay? Or extended UTXO is favoring that order book model, and we actually decided to do that because we are prioritizing hash word speed. That's the first thing, and the user experience. So we introduced something that we are calling bot wallets, and there's going to be bot wallet owners. So bot wallets are wallets from which exchange is actually going to take, when needed, liquidity for that pair, and later on people are going to be able to open their own bot wallets and choose the strategy, market making strategy, or the bot, how to actually work to earn money from them, for them. That's one thing. The second, bot wallets are going to be actually, you're going to be able to provide the liquidity to those wallets through the staking center. I think that should be a slick solution, and by doing so, you're going to be eligible for rewards. Rewards either from the trading fees, either from staking ADA, and we're going to delegate those ADAs to Cardano staking pools, which we actually gonna choose to work with. So that's also one thing that we discussed. Either should we open our own pools to allow those ADA to be delegated there, or we should partner with some other stake pool operators, and we chose the second version because, again, it's gonna, I believe, be better option from the marketing perspective, and maybe even from that perspective of earnings, because you have some experience.
I was
if
actually
the pool is small. Just please explain it.
I was actually the stake pool operator for more than a year. I recently, like a few months ago or something, closed my pool. because it's a tough time for small stake pool operators. There is really competitive place in Cardano, because you have centralized exchanges who are offering some API, and people that do not know that they can get it elsewhere will stake there. And you also have many incentives by large stake pool operators. You have a lot of things to you have to beat them. You have like 2 point something thousand stake pool operators or stake pools on Cardano, and you have to have a reason why people would stake with you.
Yeah.
So it's really tough times for these stake pool operators, and we hope that by cooperating with them, we could really help them, and also make Revuto more recognizable in the Cardano community. And I mean, that's basically what we have been doing with our fund. We want to grow, we want to set an example for the Cardano community, but we also want to help others, to help smallers, because the investors from our token sale helped us to build what we have built in last year, and we will have a recap on that, like you said. But now we want to give something back, and that's why we want to actually help the Cardano community while building our Revuto ecosystem.
Exactly. So more things about those bot wallets, and even like earning strategies. So again, several revenue streams for liquidity providers. Exchange fees, basically we call them batching fees. Then ADA can be staked, delegated. Then we have bot is actually gonna earn some money as well, because we can choose between different strategies, market making strategies, and then people are gonna be able to open their own bot wallets as well. So there is a question, how is that gonna be possible? So we're gonna do that as an internal part of a staking center. We are still discussing how we're gonna do that on the front end, but just we're gonna try to make it as easier as possible for our token holders. Also, there are some couple of things that we're gonna try to do. So also when you provide the liquidity, what you need to do now is to provide the liquidity for both pairs. We're going to try to do that you don't have to do that, just because with different pools you can stake just one cryptocurrencies, one token. DEX is going to be launched on August 1st. So that's the time when we're gonna actually we're gonna still announce things that you gonna be available on August 1st. So those bot wallets are not gonna be available. You as an owner are not gonna be able to create those wallets when we launch, but that's gonna come in the future. And the thing is that we are now testing the DEX, and when we launch, everything needs to work as smooth as possible. So we're gonna gradually add those features, but yeah, they're gonna come. I'm gonna try to do some kind of, now in next week, some kind of a small roadmap for a DEX as well, and who knows what else are gonna be bringing in. We already wrote in that white paper that things are subject to changes, because we're gonna be adding features as we feel we should add something, or something is maybe possibly better to do in some different way. But again, first thing first, we need to launch, things need to work, and then we're gonna open those extra features. What else? So they're gonna be also, yeah, somebody asked, so if you're gonna provide the liquidity, you're gonna be eligible for to get R tokens as a reward. That's the main purpose also of the R token. And also R token is gonna be, so you're gonna be able to use it to cover the batching fees if you're gonna be the one who is gonna exchange the tokens on our DEX. So we are trying to find a way how to lower those fees as much as possible. Now a batching fee is, I believe, 1 ADA. That's what we wrote in a white paper. That's the information I got from our development team. And there is some fee from network itself. So we're gonna try to be affordable exchange, but more importantly, the exchange that really works smoothly and much faster, especially compared to, for instance, a Sunday swap.
And I just want to say it quickly, we really wanted to be fair from the start with RevuDEX. We do not want to charge people, you know, something in excess for using RevuDEX, because what's the thing? Like in crypto, you have some, you know, whales who are trading a lot of, you know, tokens or value in a single transaction, and then if you have batching fee of, let's say, 1 ADA or 2 ADA or 5 ADA, it does not matter for them. But there are also microtransactions in crypto, you know, people coming to the crypto for the first time, coming to Cardano for the first time, or to Revu ecosystem, and they invest, let's say, $10 in Revu token, you know, especially when we launch the fiat on ramp. In the application, they, let's say, invest $10 and you eat like 20% of that with batching fees. We do not want to do that. We only want to cover our and real, you know, transaction fees from these DEXs. And that's why we will also be one of the most affordable DEXs out there, because we will only charge what is really needed from the network itself, you know, and for the whole system to be sustainable. And we actually really designed our DEX to be fast and affordable, you know, for people. That's our architecture.
Thank you for explaining that, Zvone. So there are some questions here. I'm going to read them. So given the DEX tokens are airdropped to Revuto holders and are free of charge, what measures will you take to prevent the value of DEX tokens from falling? So again, it's an awesome question, but we have some amazing features which should help our token price to not fall and to even go up. I already mentioned that, buyback mechanism. So that's something that is for sure going to create some buying pressure on our token. Governance. Whoever is going to hold our token, and depending on how many tokens that person is going to have the more voting power to actually propose some things and to decide and to vote about what we should do and how we should do it in Revuto. Then batching fees. So you can cover batching fees. So this is something, this also helping our token price to go up. And that's for now it. Yeah, you're gonna be able also to stake those R tokens as well, but those are, I believe, good utilities for the R token. It's always difficult for those tokens coming around DEXs to actually stay deflationary, not inflationary, especially because most of those tokens, they don't have any kind of utility just to serve as a governance token and then also as an LP token for farming. Still, we have some other things as mentioned here, so we should be in much better position regarding that. Also, maybe I didn't mention that, so our token is never gonna be token which we are gonna allowed to be as a source of payment for our virtual debit cards. Later on, physical cards as well. So only REVU token is gonna be allowed as a source of payment. Let's just try to answer some other questions as well. There are several DEXs being developed in Cardano. Several, I believe now more than 25.
Yes.
Yeah, that's also like I won't say it's good for Cardano, but I would love to see more projects building something else besides decentralized exchange. Everybody now is trying to build DEX, is trying to build Launchpad, so we need more great projects doing something else as well. Yeah, we are building DEX, but DEX is not our core business. We are in special situation when we are building everything on mobile apps, so we want to allow people to easily exchange those tokens, swap those tokens. Also, there were a couple of questions how we can buy ADA directly. This is something that we have been working on for some time. So we want to allow, we are partnering with Banxa. We want to allow our users to directly buy ADA with our app, not just ADA, but REVU token as well, with their debit or credit cards. So far, the integration process has been long-lasting because of the thing with the KYC. I already explained that we are bringing in several third-party services to our app. Each of those, they require KYC procedure. We want to have one KYC procedure that's gonna work for all those services. Those services usually come with the SDK, which already has KYC as integrated part of that procedure. So for instance, when you opt for banks, they have their own system, and with Revuto we also need to KYC you for especially for because of debit cards. So yeah, and we are now making that flow much less complex, but it takes time. I believe that we're gonna be ready with Banxa maybe in a month. Don't take me for a word, but something like that. So
I see one question. Given that DEX tokens are airdropped to Revuto holders and are free of charge, what measures will you take to prevent the value of DEX tokens from falling? So we have partly answered that already.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's going to be great benefits for our token holders. They're going to be able to earn some passive income, to have a governance role in the whole ecosystem and so on. And there's also going to be buyback, as Vedran said. Yeah. But what I want to say is that besides this buyback, we cannot affect what market is doing, and how market is behaving. That's something we see with REVU tokens now. I see in the community that people are asking, why don't you, increase the price of REVU token? We cannot do that. We cannot buy back REVU tokens. We cannot, say like people what to do with their money. They have, autonomy to buy or sell REVU tokens, and we cannot affect that. We hope always for the best and for the good market conditions, but when they're bad, we cannot affect that. So similar might happen with our token. If the market is down, probably it's gonna go down, but that's not something we can guarantee not to happen. But we did the best to have the best possible tokenomics. Besides that, we have one of the fairest launches on Cardano, I think. There is no pre-sale, there is no team tokens. Just look other tokenomics. We are not giving a single % to the team, directly allocated. We do not have, first come first serve basis, or some pre-sale or some preferences for some community members. It's the fairest possible launch. Everyone gets the chance. tokens are going to be airdrop, and small percentage is going to be in ISPO and initial farm offerings and so on. And that's everything we can do, and then the market and community will decide what will happen with the price of our token.
Yeah, and yeah, it's not a setup that's not common to have two tokens supporting the ecosystem. I believe that we have a great balance and really good reasons why to do that. So Genius Yield now announced the second token, which is going to support their Genius X accelerator or something like that. Ardana, they have a stablecoin, they have a governance token as well. So
MintSwap has a Mint token.
Exactly, they have many tokens. Occam X, OccamFi, they have Occam X and Occam I don't know what. So but again, we did all of that because we had to do. We need to protect our REVU token from being inflationary, especially in these moments when market conditions are not so great. That's it for today. 46 minutes. I'm gonna wrap it up with a small announcement about our next Ask Me Anything event with the CEO. So Josipa is going to be joining us. Marko Rukonic, our CTO, is going to be joining us. I don't know, I forgot to mention that because when we started to talk about our anniversary of the ICO, we're going to do a small recap about that. Then there's going to be some videos that you're going to check about our office day. We translated 2 keynotes from Marko, which he gave in it was not in English, so we had to translate.
It's conference in Croatia.
In Croatia, amazing topics. Marko is gonna talk. It's gonna be like in next 8 days. Little bit about what he's doing, why he's so important to all of this. He actually a few days ago received another patent. He's going to talk about that as well. Also, we're going to be introducing on our Revuto web page. By the way, we are building the crypto.revuto.com better page, because now it's a bit of mess because we have so many things that we had to add from the time when we actually announced the page and ICO. So it's going to be a new crypto.revuto.com web page, but on revuto.com we're going to add the page for our NFTs. We're going to bring in some amazing NFTs which you're going to be able to buy, easily buy. That's also important to say, because we're going to add support to be able to buy those NFTs directly with debit or credit cards through the web page. Those new NFTs are going to bring in again some amazing benefits for their holders. I'm not going to talk about them right now because we're going to announce that when we launch the next app update. That should happen. It's on our roadmap on June 10th. Again, don't hold me for a word. The same was just also to quickly go through the DEX. DEX is ready, but because of the snapshots and everything and airdrop, all those things take time, so we decided to launch it on August 1st. We're going to try to do audit before we launch it as well. But subscription management for everybody, prior we launch or open that feature to be able to connect virtual debit cards with those subscriptions, is going to be released with that next major app update. I actually put some screenshots on my Twitter account. There's going to be a new look and feel, not look and feel, but new navigation of the app, which is going to support subscriptions first. Everybody's going to be able to add those subscriptions again. Then there's a nice feature, password sharing, but also in a way password manager. So you're going to be able to easily store all your credentials for those subscriptions. Yeah, and then those NFTs, we plan to bring in also in the future physical debit cards, not just virtual debit cards. So we made the plan how to do that as well. We received the green light from Railsbank to be able to go through whole European Union right now. Again, UK is going to be the first country that we're going to launch the product. Where we're going to launch the product, we're going to test it a bit, market it really heavily. With those also great incentives. So exciting times in front of us, especially next 2 months. So I believe in next 2 months everything is going to happen for us.
Yes.
The plan was to aim like 1 year anniversary, but we're going to be a bit late, but still. Things are coming, we are working, we are building, yeah, that's it.
Things are not easy, Some people think that when you're only in crypto, you can do a lot without, this compliance and legal stuff and so on. But just try to issue one virtual debit card and you will see how much of a job it is. But we have come to this point and like Vedran said, soon everything will be available. I believe that before we close, we have to choose 3 questions.
Yes, 3. Yeah, there is not lot of questions here. We didn't want to go through Telegram account as well because it's not possible. There's just 2 of us here. So, Zvone, pick one. I'm gonna pick.
Let me see.
Are you serious about your project or simply joking about the project? Yeah, that's a good question. So now when you ask me, it's time to do my magic. Serious. 100% serious. Next question, but this should be, this is send 250.
I'm going to screenshot it, please.
That's an amazing question.
Yeah, please contact our support to give them your credentials.
Is JET gonna be implemented in the next DEX as well? That should be a second question because JET is our partner. We're gonna see how the things are gonna develop with JET because of the recent situation with the Luna and actually with the UST, Terra stablecoin. People are afraid about algorithmic stablecoins. I have my own opinion about it. I'm also not so sure if those things are gonna work. Well, they work, but they're not bulletproof. And things can go wrong with those algorithmic stablecoins. Why? Because they are not actually fully backed with funds. They're backed with algorithm. People say that there is nothing behind those stablecoins. We'll see how JET is gonna do that. I believe they planned to launch in June or July, at least they say
something like that. Yes.
Something like that. But now it's a lot of buzz about those algorithm stable coins. They're checking if their setup is working as it should. They say it's much better setup than Terra had, but time will tell. Good question.
I have the third one. Tell me if this should be rewarded. So Trialvar is asking, could you convince my mom to invest in Revuto? I would say that it depends on which subscriptions she is using. Yeah, it depends if she's using any subscriptions. Should we reward that one?
Mom, cheers. You're sure? For mom, 250 Revu tokens for mom.
She already invested with.
Cheers to mom. So yeah, funny questions about this if we are for real. No, we are just making all of this for fun. 40 people are working night and day for this just for fun. We are having fun with this. So
That's true. That's true.
and I'm sure that you're gonna have fun with our subscription management service, with our DEX. You're having fun, at least some 2,000 people are having fun with our staking center, with
Yes.
our wallet. It's a big fun with our wallet. So many funny things coming
Probably
up.
nothing.
No, probably nothing.
Probably nothing.
And our cameraman is having fun as well. I'm sorry that we don't have beer for you, but after we finish this live event, we gonna actually give you the opportunity to drink with us as well. So don't be sad. Dražene. That's it for now. Again, buy your tokens, hold your tokens. You're gonna be rewarded.
Read the DEXpaper.
DEXpaper,
It's
exactly.
it's unusual setup. We had some new things not previously seen in Cardano ecosystem. So please get familiar with these terms, just to understand when everything is launched and comes in our application, what is happening. You know.
Yeah.
Don't wait for the 1st of August to learn what is bot wallet and how our DEX is going to work.
Exactly. That's it, and see you in 8 days.
Yes.
Yeah. With Josipa, that's the time when there's not gonna be drinks. For sure.
She's gonna ban beer.
Okay.
Have a nice Sunday. Enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.